as I was working in NASA by 91 and 92, I met Pamela Melroy, who was one of the astronaut in training. And she introduced me to Kalpana Chawla and said, "Hey, there is the Indian girl now on the team, and it's been like this is the first time there's a Indian-born American who is going into space, and luckily for you, she's coming to town to Kennedy Space Center this week. So I want to meet. I want you to meet her." And that was the beginning of beautiful relationships between me and Kalpana Chawla and Pamela Melroy on one side, and all others. But what was special about Kalpana was that I call it the killer instinct, or the spirit of not giving up. She was very, very methodical, very focused, very knowledgeable, very intelligent. Yes, she was very busy because she wanted to make a name for herself and for India. And here, I was so lucky because of my knowledge in vibroacoustics. I was, as I said, I never launched any rocket, but the only rocket I launched was this in Diwali, time we used to launch the bottle rockets. So I was expert on vibroacoustics or vibration and sound on the launch pad. So I had access to the launch pad. This is the first time another Indian, there was no Indian working on the launch pad, which is the moon pad. We call it the Apollo 11 pad, where pad 39A and B, there were two NASA pads. And I was the first Indian to work on there. So by the time Kalpana came around, I was already working on the pad. I knew everything about a lot of things. I was a tour guide, so it was easy for me to work with Kalpana and train her for some of the emergency exits and stuff like that. So it so happened that even before Pamela Melroy got a chance to fly in the space, Kalpana got one. So it's amazing that how, if you focus, Paulo Coelho says, if you dream, the world will collude with you to make it happen. So I think Kalpana was great to work with. I have a small story about her first launch. Do you want me to talk now? Yeah.
Sure,
Okay.
sure, please.
So 1994, 95, 96, she got into an astronaut candidate program. And by 97, within 2 years, she got to fly. Which is amazing. And the first flight was STS-87 in 1997. And that was a great, great feeling for the whole of India and whole of America. Even NASA people were so interested in looking at this first Indian-born person to go in space. We got entire ISRO contingent, about 40 people. We got the Indian ambassador to the United States, T.P. Srinivasan. And I was in charge of all these people. And, T.P. Srinivasan, he's a great ambassador, but very, very demanding. So first she says, "Oh, I want to go and shake hands with Kalpana." I said, No, sir. We cannot shake hands because she's in quarantine. So he said, "What is plan B for you?" I said, "Okay, we'll go to my center director and ask him." And he said, center director said he can't meet her and touch her or whatever, shake hands. So we'll do a telephone call, which is impossible, which has never been done. So day before launch, he gives us the whole room, the center director, Roy Bridges, who is another mentor of mine. And he says, "You Indians, you take over my office and call Kalpana as long as you want." So we talked for 2.5 hours to Kalpana.
Wow.
Everybody got a chance. Almost 40 people got a chance. And I was the last one to talk, and I wished her goodbye. The next thing, T.P. Srinivasan says, "Oh, can we see Kalpana as she comes out of the building before she goes to the launch pad? Which is like 3 hours before." I said, "No, it's impossible because there's police, there's security. It's like, I call it like Bharat, wedding Bharat. You have all the drums, so people sitting on everything. And it is amazing to see helicopters going around and stuff like that." So I got him to stand 2 feet away from Kalpana, and that was amazing.